CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thanks for being here on this holiday Monday. Hudson Mack is off tonight. An unlikely visitor drew a crowd to downtown Victoria's Centennial Square this afternoon. A deer was first spotted in the Quadra and Caledonia area near Victoria Police Headquarters. Moments later, it was in the heart of the city, injured, confused, and surrounded by curious onlookers. Police, the SPCA, and the Conservation Service were all called in the hopes of rescuing the deer, but in the end, it had to be killed. A warning, the video we are about to show you is graphic. Just after 4 this afternoon, conservation officers were forced to shoot the deer after it was struck by a car. The collision broke the deer's leg, sending it limping to the center of Centennial Square, where it rested for almost an hour before being put down.
We had several 911 calls about this deer in and out of traffic downtown around Blanchard Street. Obviously, we don't get, although there's lots of deer in Victoria, we don't get many downtown, and it was in and out of traffic, and motorists were concerned it was going to be hit. So we just sent a couple units into the area to see if we could just, corral it, get it off into a safer spot. Unfortunately, while we were en route, the deer was struck by a vehicle quite hard on Blanchard Street, and it was able to make its way here to Centennial Square.
Victoria Police immediately cleared out the square until conservation officers could arrive. Police say the deer tried to move, but it struggled to get up. Eventually, SPCA and conservation officers determined the animal's injuries were too severe and it needed to be put down. Police say deer deep in the downtown core are rare and pose serious threats to themselves and people. The driver of the car that hit the deer cooperated with police. The driver was not injured. The car, however, was heavily damaged. We've all heard the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Well, a group of Mid-Island hockey players is planning to live by those words after failing in an attempt to break a world record. The puck dropped Friday on the group's attempt to play the world's longest street hockey game. They called it Youth Sticking Together, and the goal was to beat the current record. That's at 105 hours and 17 minutes. But Sunday morning, after 50 hours and multiple injuries, the team threw in the towel.
Last minute we had a broken foot, so I had to leave for stitches. Someone had a heart problem. Injuries really got to us, and most people don't know we can't replace those people unless they leave an ambulance. And some did leave an ambulance, came back, the doctor said they can't play, so we were down to about 13 people.
Organizers say after 3 players were injured on Saturday night and the roster numbers started to dwindle, they just couldn't keep up. The Youth Sticking Together board held a quick meeting and decided to call it quits, but the team is not giving up.
We all had a players meeting afterwards, and we met upstairs, and there were a few tears that were shed, but we were all happy. And what really made my night was when the first question one of the players asked was, "Can we do it next year?" And it sent shivers up my body. And all the players were like, "Yeah, let's do it next year. Let's do it next year." And so we're going to do it next year. No date set yet, but we're going to do it next year, and we're going to be ready. We're going to be more ready. The board members, the volunteers, are going to be ready, and these players now know what to expect.
The world record for longest street hockey game is still intact, but the Youth Sticking Together attempt did break the record for the second longest street hockey game. Well, oohs and ahs filled the air as fireworks lit up the sky in Victoria's Inner Harbour last night. Police say around 50,000 people came downtown to take in the Canada Day celebration. We leave you now with a look at last night's magic as Vancouver Islanders wish Canada a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to